Hello, what it do, baby boos? My name is my name. It's anonymous, but this channel, welcome to Of Mask and Melody. I am a new reactor on here on YouTube, and I thought that it would be a really good idea to get on here and just be like, okay, what am I about, right? What's this channel about? Why did I want to do it? Why the mask? And anything like that. So I have been watching reaction videos, or I should say I started watching reaction videos pre-pandemic. I would probably say like 2018, 2019 is when I started getting really into it, and I'm a huge music person. And so, I would watch music videos, and then I started seeing people reacting to music videos, and then obviously with the pandemic and everything like that, it became something that I did more and more. Brought a sense of, that I wasn't really alone, because so many people felt alone during the pandemic. And so, watching other people react to like a video or a movie or a music video or something like that it kind of helped me feel and stay connected to the rest of the world. But I think mostly I enjoy watching reaction videos because I wanted to see if other people, were feeling the same things that I was feeling when I saw a video or something like that. And I don't know, it took off. I don't know when, I'm not entirely sure about the history of when reaction videos started. But I don't think it's been like a decade yet, maybe within the last decade, or so. But I got hooked on it. I got hooked. And since music is the thing that grounds me, it's the thing that brings me back to myself every single time, no matter what I'm doing. I could be unhappy, depressed, anxious, whatever it is. Music always brings me back, and not just when I'm sad, obviously. In every single case, music is my lifeline, and it has been so my entire life. And so, I started like reacting to reactors like Screwface John, Knox Hill, Ashley Reacts, No Life Shack, John Denton, Tigo Crazy. I mean, there's so many of these reactors that I was like, that I watched, and I watched how they did it, and I appreciated how they did it, and I appreciated their breakdown and how they went about it. And I was like, you know what? I've been on here like watching other reactors react to the thing that I love and I want to eventually get into, because I am a musician at heart. And I was like, you know what? I think that I'm just gonna do it. I mean, I didn't know exactly how. I mean, I knew a little bit, but I started watching. The more I watched, the more, the ideas as to what I wanted to do came to me and whatnot. And so, and I think I definitely dragged it out longer than I could have should have just gotten started, because I'm such a perfectionist, and I've recently learned that the fuck perfection, okay? Fuck it, throw it out the door. You're always gonna make a mistake. People are always gonna hate. Somebody's gonna say something. You're never gonna please everybody. It's never gonna be perfect. Also, you gotta start someplace. You have to start someplace. And so I'm just like, all right, F it. What do I need? What's the simplest, what's the most basic thing that I need? A laptop, a mic, maybe a mic. You don't really need a mic, but I wanted a mic, so I got a laptop, mic, headphones if you want to, YouTube, and get it going. And that, and then learned that, you record the video and you needed to edit the video. And then I learned YouTube guidelines, and I'm still learning all that stuff. And so that's, kind of how I got around to wanting to be in this, because music is where I wanted this to be. And since I have my own art that I'm not ready to put out yet, I'm building that slowly but surely. I have my own art. I have my own thing that I want to put out into the world, and I want to to do that through this channel and through this avenue. And I think it's a really, really cool way to do that. And so here I am, of Mask and Melody, here to stay. What else? As to the content that I want to react, obviously music. Music is going to be the number one thing that I react to. But as I was percolating and I was thinking, what do I want? What else do I want this to be about? Who am I? How do I show myself? What am I really good at? I have lived a lot of lives for my age. I'm not going to say how old I am, but I'm young. I'm young. I'm really young. And I've lived a lot of life. A lot. I've probably lived too much. It's made me a little jaded in a lot of ways, but I'm also trying to fight against being jaded and being bitter or unhappy or any of those things. But I've lived a lot of life, and when you've lived too much life for the age you're at, a lot of the times people who are at that age, that same age, aren't going to understand. There are very few people. They're not going to understand. They're not going to understand your hurt. They're not going to understand your pain. They're not going to understand the way you think. They're not going to understand the fact that there's a lot they're not going to understand. And I have been misunderstood my entire life. And when you have lived too much life, or when you're the odd man out, people misunderstand you a lot. And because I realized I was being misunderstood, and a lot of that, because I realized I was being misunderstood a lot, I blamed myself. I turned it on myself and I said, what the hell is wrong with me? Why can't I get anybody to hear me, to listen to me, to respect me, to not be like, you're too sensitive, or you're too emotional, or you're too much, or you have too many opinions, or you've got a lot of opinions, or anything like that. Or you're too this, you're too that. God, it was so much. I spent so much of my life trying to please other people, trying to make them like me, really trying to please one person in my family. And when I realized that one person in my family was the person that was the cause, when I realized that one person was the person I needed to remove myself from, everything changed. I mean, everything. And it was hard. It took 20 years to remove myself from that. I'm not going to say who. I'm sure most of you can guess. But given that, I say all this to say that I also wanted to use this as a platform to encourage other people other people, and I do want to get specific here and say other Black women, because let's be real, the world is a little tough on Black women. It's harder than Black women, than any other race of women in this world. And I have a lot of multicultural friends. I've traveled a lot. Again, I've lived a lot. And I've tried to be impartial. I've tried not to generalize. But the more you see, the more you understand. No, you actually do. Some things you do need to generalize around. And that's just, you accept it. You cannot sit here and say, oh, peace and love, everyone, all the time. No, be realistic. Be realistic. It has been tough out here for women. And, the darker your skin is, the harder it is for you. And so I want to use this. I want to use my music as a way to connect with other people like me who've lived too much life for the age that they're at, who are trying to who feel like they're in spaces that they're not being understood, or they're in relationships where they're over-functioning and over-giving and trying to be understood, trying to say, hey, you did something to hurt me. Don't get defensive about it. See me. I'm trying to get you to see me. And I want to use this as a platform for that, through the music. And so, I think that I want to eventually maybe upload videos where I talk about that. Yeah, talk about how to navigate that, because I've had to navigate it, and a lot of people don't know how to sit with themselves and sit through discomfort and pain. They think that it means that something is wrong with them or the person or the relationship. If there's friction or conflict, people run, and it's really sad that it's really heartbreaking, especially in relationships. It's heartbreaking to see that in romantic relationships, in familial relationships, in your friendships, that these relationships are not lasting because people run. You're running away from conflict. You think that me saying to you, hey, I don't appreciate you doing this thing, or I'm trying to set a boundary, and you're disrespecting that boundary, and when I bring that to your attention, you get defensive and you say, well, I can't do this, I'm out. And people give up before it even gets a chance. It even gets off the phone. So I'm already getting into my feelings. Well, I'm not really. I want to be real. I want to be real and say that I want to use this thing that connects to my heart and my soul. I want to use the music, the expressions, the words, the lyricism, the musicality, the artistry, and connect that to people like me, who need a place, who need a space, who feel like they're out of place, or can't find their place. And so I hope you join me on this journey. I know it's audacious of me to be like, subscribe, but I really do want you to subscribe. I got a lot to say. I have a lot to say. I have a lot to show. And there's a lot of shit in my head that I have buried for a long time. Decades. And it's time. It's time to get it out. I have been playing really small. I have been in the background. I've always been that kind of person who's been like, well, everyone keeps telling me I'm too much, or that, you're too sensitive, or you're too this, you're always too something. And so I made myself as small as possible to fit in those relationships. My God, I made so small. And over the last 2-3 years, life reveals to you, especially when you take the time to see yourself and to see yourself and to sit with yourself. So join me on this journey. I really, really hope you do. Hopefully I didn't lecture. Hopefully it didn't sound like I was preaching or lecturing too much. I want to say thank you in advance, because if this channel does take off, and it will, manifesting, I want to say thank you in advance for that, for your support. I want to thank my 5 subscribers, not 10, my 5 subscribers. 5 subscribers. I want to thank those 5 subscribers who have decided that they wanted to give my channel a chance. You will not be disappointed. I'm only going to get better from here, I promise. I do love constructive criticism. I don't take anything personally unless you're coming on here to just be a hater. I'm still not going to take that personally anyway, but if you're coming on here to be a hater because you're like, why do you have the mask on? Oh, right, I forgot to address that. I have the mask on because I want to protect my anonymity. Simple. I don't want everybody to know my face, because when my channel takes off, and it will, I don't want my face to be everywhere. Like, I don't want everybody to, I would like some form of privacy. I mean, my face is probably already out there on the interwebs anyway, but at least in this respect. I want a little bit of anonymity, and anonymity. And so, but actually, the other side of that is I actually really like how masks look on my face. I think it brings out my I think that, you know, well, with the right mask too, it makes my eyes pop. I think it's really cool. It's a really great angle for me to take in this world of reaction videos where everybody might be the same. I don't know, but it's the angle that I wanted to go with. And I thought about it. I told you guys I thought about it for a long time. I'm like, how do I want to approach this channel? What do I want to do? And this is what I want to do. This is what I came up with. You know, I still don't know if my name is the name of the channel is what I want to go with, but that's why the mask. I love it. I love the mask. I love the way it looks. I like some mystery. And I do plan on expanding on the mask on this channel. I say a lot, don't I? You know what? Whatever. I'm trying not to say When I go back and look back on some of these videos, I'm just like I'm just like, you say way too much. Apologies, I can get a little psycho. No. Don't say that. You're not psycho. Don't call yourself psycho. The rest of the world call women crazy, and we have a reason to be crazy. I am a little crazy. Anyway, again, thank you guys for watching. If you stuck around this long, thank you for sticking around. You guys rock, and I'm really, really, really looking forward to this journey with you guys. Stay blessed, stay black, stay beautiful, stay whatever color you are, whatever. But in my case, you know, stay beautiful, stay lifted. Don't let this world break you down.